Hello students, we'll continue the topic Moon, Man on Moon. The first man to land on the moon was Neil Armstrong, followed by Edwin Aldrin, and the last one Michael Collins of USA. They were a crew of Apollo 11. They landed on July 1969. So here it is written that the first man to land on moon was Neil Armstrong, but he was not alone. The two other members were also there with him. They were Edwin Aldrin and Michael Collins. They traveled to moon in Apollo 11 and they landed on July 1969. This is the picture showing all the three astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin and Michael Collins. This is the picture which is telling you how they landed on moon's surface. Phase of moon and moon's light. We are able to see the moon because the sunlight falling on the moon reflected towards the earth. As we have already learned that moon does not produce its own light. It reflects the light of sun. The day on which the moon is not visible is called the new moon day. The day on which the whole bright disk of moon is visible to us is called the full moon day. We have one new moon and one suk moon day during a month. Okay, here are different phases of moons. It is telling that the moon increase its size 15 days and decrease its size 15 days, other 15 days. The whole month we can see the growing moon and the other 15 days we can see the decreasing moons. But actually it is not decreasing or increasing. That is due to the part of the moon which is reflecting the sunlight. The part which reflects the sunlight to us, then that part is only visible to us. As moon revolves around the earth once every month and moves around the sun along with earth, different amounts of its sunlight surface are turned towards the earth, leading to change in its appearance of moon and formation of phases of the moon. Now here we are coming to the topic that how these phases of moons are visible. The reason behind is the sun. We are able to see the different phases of moon just because of the sun. Yeah, we can see the part of the sun, the moon which is reflecting the sunlight. This you can see the diagram in which the sunlight is falling on earth and the portion on which light is falling on moon surface, that portion is only visible. These are the different phases of moon. And this is the whole picture indicating how the phases of moon takes place. Some other members of solar system. We have studied about the members of solar system like planets, sun and satellites. Now there are other members also that belongs to solar system. In addition to sun, planets and satellite, the solar system also includes asteroids, comets, meteoroids and artificial satellites. Asteroids. Asteroids are the small celestial objects which revolve around the sun between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. So here are some other members that belongs to solar system. Number one is asteroids. Asteroids are the small celestial objects. They also revolve around the sun and they are found only between the gap of Mars and Jupiter. Between the orbits, between the gap of orbits of Mars and Jupiter, as the gap between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter is very much, so these asteroids are found in the form of asteroid belt in the gaps of orbit of Mars and Jupiter. Asteroids are also called minor planets. They are also called as minor planets. Asteroids are the members of our solar system. Astronomers believe that asteroids are the pieces of matter that were formed at the same time as the rest of the planet which somehow could not assemble to form a major planet. So it is also telling that asteroids are called as a minor planets. The composition is there of the major planet in the same way these asteroids are also made of. This is the picture which is showing you the place of asteroid belt. It is present in the gaps of orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Comets. Comets are very small celestial objects made of gas and dust which revolve around the sun in highly elliptical orbits and become visible only when they come close to the sun. Now another member of the solar system is comet. These are very small celestial objects. They are made up of gas and dust particle. They also revolve around the sun but in a very highly elliptical orbit. They are only visible when they come close to the sun. Comets are smaller than asteroids. The period of revolution of a comet around the sun is very, very large. Halley's comet has a period of revolution 76 years. It was last seen in 1986. So comets are very much they are smaller than the asteroids, and the period of revolution is very large, means they complete their one revolution many years. For example, they are telling you about the Halley's comet. Halley's comet completes its one revolution around the sun in 76 years. Earlier it was seen in 1986. Now it will be seen from 1986 after the 76 years. Okay. Each comet revolves around sun in its own orbit. And like planets, comets also revolve around the sun in its own orbit. You can see the picture which is showing that comets revolve around the sun in a very highly elliptical orbit. Meteoroids, meteors and meteorites. See, now here it is the other members of the solar system. They are meteors and meteorites. Meteoroids are celestial objects which range in size from tiny sand grains to big boulders of several hundred tons and revolve around the sun in their orbit. So meteors can be of very small size and can be of very large size. They also revolve around the sun. Meteorites are much smaller than asteroids and comets. Meteorites are more smaller than asteroids and comets. Meteors are the celestial bodies from the sky which we see as a bright streak of light that flashed for a moment across the sky. The meteors are commonly called shooting stars, and these meteorites or meteors can be visible when they fall or they come close to the Earth's surface. When they come close to Earth's surface, it leaves a white streak of light. That's why we also call it as shooting stars. A meteor is called a shooting star because viewed from the earth, it looks like a streak of starlight shooting across the night sky. A star has its own light, but a shooting star has no light of its own. But it is considered as a shooting star because when it comes with a very high speed and it leaves behind a white streak of light. That's why I call it shooting star, but actually it does not produce the light of its own like a star. A meteor which does not burn completely on entering the Earth's atmosphere and lands on Earth is known as a meteorite. Now here is one basic difference between a meteor and a meteorite. A meteor which comes to the Earth's surface but does not burn completely before reaching the Earth's atmosphere, there it is termed as a meteorite. But what are the meteors? These are the particles of rocks which come to the Earth. Before coming to Earth atmosphere, they burnt completely and they evaporate. Meteoroids are the members of the solar system. Like asteroids and comets, meteorites are also the members of solar system. This is the picture how a meteorite can strike the Earth's surface. It leaves like this a streak of white light. This is the picture of a sample of a meteorite which was collected by scientists for their investigation. Artificial satellites. We have learnt about these satellites. Okay, like planets revolve around the sun. In the same way, the satellites revolve around the planets. These satellites are of two types: natural satellites and artificial satellites. Natural satellite is only one, that is the moon, which is already occurring in the nature. Artificial satellites which are made by man. A man-made spacecraft placed in the orbit around the Earth is called an artificial satellite. It is located on the ionosphere of the Earth. The motion of artificial satellite around the Earth is maintained by the gravitational pull of the Earth. There are 1072 artificial satellites in the world, in which 50% are American. So here they are telling you what are artificial satellites. They are man-made, they are made by man, and there are many satellites which have been invented. It's around 1072. In which 50% are Americans. Many countries have contributed in making of artificial satellite. India has also contributed. So artificial satellites, they revolve around the planets due to the gravitational pull. Now, difference between artificial satellite and a moon. As I have told you, moon is only the natural satellite. Some of the major difference between artificial satellite and moon is as follows. The artificial satellites are much nearer to Earth than the moon. Now, first difference is that the artificial satellites are more closer than the moon to the earth. The height of the artificial satellites from the earth can be adjusted according to our need. This is however impossible in moon, and we can adjust the distance of artificial satellites from earth, but we cannot adjust the distance of moon from the earth. This is the picture showing that how artificial satellites are revolving around the earth. Artificial satellites carry a large variety of equipment and instruments inside them. As it is invented by man, so many variety of equipments are found in artificial satellites. The electricity required for running the equipment in an artificial satellite is provided by solar cells, and they work on the mechanism of solar system, solar cells. Whatever the electricity they require, they take from the solar cells. The technique of collecting information about an object from a distance without making any physical contact of an object is called remote sensing. And artificial satellites are also used for remote sensing. Remote sensing, what it is? It is calculation of distance from a far object without coming in contact, without coming in physical contact. This is a picture showing a type of artificial satellite. Application of artificial satellites. Some of the major application of artificial satellites are: artificial satellites are used for communication such as long distance transmission or transmission of television, radio, internet, etc. So artificial satellites are very much beneficial for the human beings, as they are used for communication and for transmission of signals of television, as we are able to see each and every kind of news, serials, movies. That is just because of the satellites only. Radio and internet, how you are able to see everything on phone, whatever you search you get it immediately. That is just internet, and that radiations are also transmitted by satellites, artificial satellites. Artificial satellites are used for weather forecasting, advanced warning of floods, cyclones, etc. And artificial satellites are also used for giving the information about the weather forecasting. Means suppose any disaster is going to arrive, so we can be ready for that in advance, like floods, cyclones. So it is also very beneficial for us. Artificial satellites are used for surveying the natural resource of the earth, and it is also useful for finding out what kind of natural resources are found on earth and how they can be used. Artificial satellites are used for spying for military purposes, like observing the movements of enemy troops and military equipment, taking pictures of enemy field, etc. And this artificial satellites is also helpful in the defense mechanism. Many military camps can use the satellites for finding the position of their enemies. Artificial satellites are used to collect information about other planets, stars and galaxies, etc. And these artificial satellites are also used for collecting the information about the other planets, other stars, and what kind of activities are taking place in our space. This is another picture showing the different type of artificial satellite. Aryabhatta. India has built and launched many artificial satellites. As we have studied that India has also contributed in the inventions of different kinds of artificial satellites. So one of the first satellite which was launched by India was Aryabhatta. The first artificial satellites launched by India was Aryabhatta. Some other Indian satellites are Bhaskara, INSAT, IRS, Rohini, Kalpana 1 and EduSat. So here are some of the examples, other examples of artificial satellites. The agency responsible for the development of space science programs in our country is Indian Space Research Organization. In short, we call ISRO. So here in our country, ISRO is the organization which provides us each and every kind of information about space. This is the picture of the first Indian satellite, that is Aryabhatta.